talk about the importance of connecting with other game devs and having a community. And I want to talk specifically about an anecdote that I think is relevant, that really drives home the point that it is valuable to connect with others, talk game dev, talk shop, and just hang out and make friends. So if you are someone who knows who I am, you might already know who I'm talking about when I say this. There is a game dev who I greatly admire, who's also a streamer, that I hang out with, or hang out in their stream almost every time they're streaming. And they have a redeem called Give a Quick Tutorial, where you can say something that you're interested in, like learning more about, and that streamer will give a quick tutorial about it. And because I'm there so much and I have so many points in Twitch from watching their stream so much, I basically use it whenever I feel like it because I always have enough points for it. And especially since their game is in a lot of ways similar to the types of games that I want to be making, it is extremely relevant to me to use. And so I wanted to talk about two instances very, very recently where I used it, and the advice I got was just incredible and like just changed how I did things. So the first instance, I had been working on a sheep. I had a model, an asset that I purchased, model of a sheep that did not come with rigging or animations or anything like that, and I was doing it all myself. I rigged up the sheep and it all looked good, and then I tried to do a thing that sheep always do, which is eat off the ground standing up. And I actually did this on stream, on my own stream, and it broke my brain trying to make it work, and I had to redo the mesh several times, still couldn't get it. It was just looking insane and bad, and I was having such a hard time. It really discouraged me. And I wasted over a day treading water on this without making any progress. And then I went into their stream and I said, can you show me how you do bone rigging on your quadrupeds in your game? And the demonstration alone wasn't helpful. The streamer just showed me their rig, and it would have the same issues mine had. It looked exactly the same as mine, and I said, how does it eat off the ground? And the streamer showed bending the knees to eat off the ground, and it's like, okay, but sheep don't do that. And the streamer, could have just said, oh, well, I showed you, I answered your question, redeem again if you have more questions, but no, they were there to help me because, well, they're a nice person, but also because there's a connection, because I'm there all the time. I participate in the chat. I give support when I can. And, I share my stuff. They share their stuff if they come to my streams. They sometimes do. And so the streamer took extra time and talked about how they do rigging, like what they think about, because they have experience more in art, 3D modeling, animations. I have like none. So it was like amazing because I got insight in how someone with experience would approach this rather than just like literally solving the problem for me. And the approach was look at an actual skeleton of the creature you're trying to do bone rigging for and let that guide you. We looked at the skeleton, and at an initial glance it looked like a normal skeleton. No real explanation for why it can eat while standing. And then the streamer looked from other angles, and because they were sure there was something going on there, and they noticed that the neck bone had a joint in it. So it was like down and then up, like the neck bone, the part of the spine for the neck went like kind of into where you'd think the esophagus is, in the center of the neck. So like it folds down and then it extends out. And so that's how it like looks like its neck gets really long. And it's able to like touch the ground with its mouth while standing with its legs unbent. Like some sort of weird farm giraffe, but just not, because they normally sit with their neck all tucked in on itself. And I took that information and I went back and did the bone rigging with that weird hinge neck thing, and it worked. It worked perfectly. It worked in every way that I needed it to. It didn't break any of my other animations anymore. It was exactly what I needed. And getting that insight from someone who had the experience and like just cared to like really dig in and answer the question was amazing. Like that was so helpful. And that, yeah, that's an example of if you connect with people and don't just, you know, post once in a while in forums online to ask a question, but really connect and make friends that are other game devs, you can get so much farther. Like I've seen people post questions in forums and the answer is like, oh, do you even Google? Like, is this your first day? Whatever. Like, they don't care. They don't care about helping you. And like, I don't think they should. I don't think they're obligated to. I'm not like mad at them for that. I'm just saying there's ways to ask to get a quick answer, and there's ways to learn and grow long term. And that costs time, that costs commitment, consistency, and being friendly, being a personable person, but it will help you. Even if you're a solo dev, like I'm a solo dev, and this still is hugely helpful for me, literally just in learning. There's other ways that I benefit from being parts of communities with other game devs than just learning, but this is about learning. That's what this video is. Second instance, same streamer. I am very insecure with my game art, and it's something that I'm trying very hard to like do well. And I was trying to put hair on a model that I bought. Like I purchased a character model that was a blank, and I was thinking I would do all my own hair for it, and I was trying and I was struggling. So I redeemed how do you make hair for your characters in your game. And the answer the streamer gave, which they didn't think was helpful but was very helpful, was they don't do the hair for the game. They bought assets that were for like whole characters, and they just took out the hair component and put it on theirs, rescaled it till it worked, treated it like a hat, because hair doesn't really need to do bone rigging. And they said they did the same thing with clothes and explained how they did it for clothes. And it was interesting to hear how they did it as far as like the technical, but also it was so helpful for me to hear them talking about how someone who's an experienced artist can recognize this is a hard part of 3D modeling, and they don't have to do every part of 3D modeling to be a 3D modeling artist. They recognize that hair and clothing is annoying. And if there's a way that they can outsource that work and make it still look cohesive, then they're gonna do it. And that was like something that was something I needed to hear. And like, I don't have to do everything myself just because I'm trying to learn how to do these things myself. I can recognize when it's not worth it for me. And it might be a different thing for me. Like for me with the hair, I'm still gonna try to learn how to do the hair models because I have like some very specific ones I want, but I also did jump in and start trying with some of the assets I have of hair and seeing if those would work. They didn't really, the scale was off and I couldn't quite get it, but it was still like overall extremely helpful. And yeah, just another instance of being able to talk to someone more experienced. I wouldn't call it exactly mentoring because it's not like a persistent, but it is kind of like getting mentored by someone who knows something you don't. They don't have to be more experienced in every way, but someone who knows something you don't. So that is an awesome way to get better as a game dev that I highly recommend. Join a community, make connections, go to Twitch and watch some game dev streamers. Like, find one that you resonate with as a person, or maybe who has a game you're really admiring, or both, ideally. Hang out. You don't have to come every time, but make sure to say hello in the chat so that they start to recognize your name and know that you're there and that you're consistently there. And it's awesome what can come from that. So yeah, that's all for me today. Okay, bye.